And hello everyone. Welcome back to another tournament stream. It is now day 2 of the summer season championship on the EU server. Yesterday we have seen knocked out Kraken Esports, APA, A1N1 and I don't remember, Immor. And today we're gonna be looking into double elimination. And with us is another random guy again. Hello Jack.
Good evening, everyone. On the EU server.
Yeah, that's what I said. We're not gonna be watching NA now, Jack. Come on.
Yes. Maybe later on you will be watching any server on. I think Robert, Dubita, and Fishy are all streaming, and Banter Beer the challenges. So go check them out later.
Just to make everything transparent, we have myself and Jack, as well as Robert, who does it in Spanish, streaming Loka versus Jones, as you can see on the logos on top, and Aminet and Fujit also co-commentating. They're doing Endgame versus BPS. And then whoever loses between those two matchups, all 5 of us are gonna see, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think Robert will be following the challenges. Tournament next, which is
because we don't have 5 slots. Yeah,
we don't have 5 slots, but I really hope that Wargaming is going to, change something about that so that we have more non-English streamers covering the games and providing commentary in different languages.
It'd be good to have more slots. Means that we don't have to be forced to, rotate people out midway.
Yeah.
But yeah, today it's shorter, as I didn't realize until moments ago, but we have where is it? Okay.
Right.
Here we go. It's best of 5.
Yes.
Wait, no, it's
best of 5, yes.
Then
For tonight
later
only.
on best of 7, and the grand finale is best of 9, obviously. But yeah, today only best of 5s. And 3 games at that. We are again going to be giving away 10 battle passes for August. So stay tuned and listen to what I'm talking about. And also keep attention to the chat. Because that's going to be important.
Yep.
But yeah, this one is going to be a very interesting matchup. Loka dominating BPS yesterday after punishing them for their aggression. And Jones taking endgame to match point. Wait, no. Tiebreaker. There we go. So, both teams putting up a strong performance. And what do you think about the maps that we're having?
Oh, the maps we're going to be having, and I will load up here. It's going to be first Hamsteer, Faust, New Frontier, the upper bracket first round, and the lower bracket first round. We have Hellas, New Day, and Winter Marinovka. I'm pretty sure upper bracket first round the maps are quite balanced in terms of taking a good balance of medium or light tanks, hull down tanks, and heavily armored tanks. As for the lower bracket first round, I think it's leaning more towards a heavy setup. So as we are seeing tonight, Loka loves heavies. So I do think tonight is probably the night that they will have the advantage on.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, I'm hoping for great matches because, that Jones team, these people aren't new. A lot of them, like Gaseo and others, we've seen in other teams play before, but I think they've just assembled this season, right?
Yep, they just formed this season under the name Jones, which it has a very interesting backstory, but but yeah, I'm very excited to see what they're going to deliver to the table tonight.
Oh, they posted the in-game article. And look who's listed, Chad.
What are you
If you
talking
check
about?
in-game news.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, the summer season championship final streams, which they do it in every season. So
Yeah, but they've just put it out today. So that means we can
yeah,
disclose now that we're doing the grand finals again.
yep,
Just like in spring.
true, and that will be a lot of fun as well. So can't
Hopefully.
wait. Yes.
Looking forward to the matchups as well today, like the lineups that people will take. Because one of the games yesterday still sticks out in my mind, being the Canal game
Right.
with triple Vickers and then versus double Vickers and a Leopard, which is like you don't see that at all this season, or you didn't used to.
Well, I think it's more specific to the map Canal, where we see an unusual number of medium or light tanks, because it's a map that you need a lot of information, and it's kind of big as well. So you have a lot of also you have a lot of room to roam around. So I do understand why teams would like to take two mediums or lights, but having three is quite a number.
Yeah, I mean, I understand too as well, because we've seen double Vickers plays before. Or even double Batchat on Canal, where they, for example, rush A, and you just go from there. But that just triple, that's a lot of HP that you just lose out in this meta. And they got fortunate that they matched up against basically the same thing. Because if they went against heavies, they might have been in trouble in terms of hit points.
True, but I do remember back then, last year, in the Blitz International Cup, Raid versus 7-Star. I believe Raid also used like 3 mediums or lights, and 7-Star had a lot more hit points at the start, like 2 to 3,000, because they took fewer lights and medium tanks. I think 7-Star in the end won that match on Canal, which is pretty impressive. But we're not going to be seeing Canal tonight, so.
Very true indeed. But yeah, we already see something interesting. Double 50B for Loka there. And we might see potential double TD there from Jones. It's been a while since I've seen even triple TD played before on Castilla, and even we did that in the past, Jack.
Yeah, I remember TDs are quite a popular tank type before. I think it's because of the big alpha, and back then the heavies aren't that strong, and this is why some teams like to use TDs, because it has the fear factor, and it punishes whoever makes the slightest of mistake, and could really frustrate teams from making rotations and so on.
Sadly, no TD though, because they swap. A lot of clipping though. We have 5 from Loka and 3 from Jones.
I think this is
traditional
also
Ice 4 E5 pack.
I mean, Clipper tags are receiving a lot more attention recently, especially the introduction of M60. I think teams are given more choices to run different Clipper tanks, because you see Kramwagen with relatively good armor and good hold down tank, and it's auto reloader, so it has advantages with that as well. And then you have the M60 also with a kind of a slim tank profile and also relatively good armor as well, and the AM650B with the mobility and the redesign of the armor indicator kind of persuades teams to take more 50Bs recently.
I mean, the thing is, the 50B turret didn't change. All that changed was the highlighting for it.
Yes.
And people actually thought it got a buff, which even some YouTubers did. But, I mean, it's just as strong as before. It's just now you actually know why you bounced on that turret all day long.
Yep.
But yeah, we see that typical Vickers as well. And Gassil, a great light player. In past seasons as well, has performed really well. So let's see if he can do that again tonight.
Unless we're talking about vignettes. When Gassil is back on Immortals, I remember like well, it didn't go well for him, but I'm very sure Gaseo Jones is a really good light tank player, so we're going to see what's going to happen.
Yeah. It's gonna be a slow one though, because that's just how this map is
It's called
designed.
Capstia. It's called Capstia. It has a good reason why it's called Capstia. It's the only map that both teams on both spawns can reset all three caps in good positions. No other map would be would have this feature. Not even Yamato Harbor, which I thought might become the next Capstia, but it didn't.
Thought of it
So
in the
will we
map
see
pool.
this? I don't think so. I hope we won't see the usual camping gameplay.
I mean, we can get a possible dynamic game here, because Jones is going for triple single shot heavies, which does hint to the possibility of playing a bit more actively. And also, interestingly enough, only one Yo to start things off with for the first round.
Right, and we are seeing Jones blue team sort of going a bit to the C side, but Logan put 4 tanks over to C, sabotage 6 sporters, split up some Cram Vargans, but 4 tanks over to the C side and bunching up over this packet here. Not sure if it's the good idea, but Jones don't have tanks to create crossfire into that region, so we will see how Loka's going to play with this strategy, with this setup.
Oh my
Rebeo!
god! He's absolutely getting shredded over there.
Um, can we press F to Romeo Jones? I feel sorry for him. But I don't know if he made a mistake, but certainly he won't be happy about what happened just now. Um, it's brutal from Loka.
If you just go specifically onto like either Anya or Romeo, check your
Oh,
bottom of the
oh
screen,
dear.
by the way. Do you see that
Yeah,
list?
I don't know what happened there, but Loka already made a move to shut down those double crab Varg and shut down Tomei already. Like KO might go down very soon. 3 tanks onto 1. I don't think he will survive for long.
Nah, I definitely won't. We do have that E5 in support, but it's not going to be enough to help him here, and he might be going down very soon after, as we have him being pushed
Ooh.
now by those 3 clippers. The ice floor here.
Yeah.
Ramiro is going to go down. And that's a dominant first game so far from Loka.
I didn't expect that to go this way, especially Romeo dropping so many hit points and Jones simply kind of flustered a little bit, and
The
it all
thing
went
is,
down there.
the thing is not only Ramiro lost HP though, because also Anya went down to about 1,000, maybe a bit
Hmm.
more than that. So they they were able to get some HP back, but I think that was a bit reckless to just leave those Kranvangs more or less unprotected from
Yeah,
that sort of a push.
yeah, because I followed Asia server earlier today, and we saw something similar for Jones' side, but that team I was spectating with Jones, I mean, with a similar strategy of Jones, they actually sent tanks to support to create crossfire for those Crab Vargas, and in the end, the other team actually got punished the most when trying to shut those Crab Vargas down. And here we are. Loka having 6 tanks doing more than 2,000 damage. Really good job to Loka there. And Jones only 3 tanks doing more than 2,000 damage.
Loka broke camp off, so that's a lot of momentum they're going to be taking into the second game. And talking about a second game, I think I should be doing the giveaway for the first 5 battle passes. And for that, all you need to do is put in your name and your region, of course, because how else are we going to give them to you? And also, who do you think will win between Loka and Jones, and by what score will they be winning? If no one gets it exact, then we will pick from the ones who are next closest to the actual result. So, yeah, I'll just say stop at some point so you don't have unlimited time to guess, of course. Should be pretty self explanatory.
I think so. Okay, and now we're seeing probably some changes. Jones now going for triple crown, double T125. Kaseo
That's the same
back in the
lineup
Vickers
they
line.
did before.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, didn't quite notice though. I think Loka, will be dropping their 50Bs. Obviously, this time Stick, also known as Juicy Tender Steak. I'm not sure if he's streaming. I heard that WoTB is not allowing players' perspective streams in tournaments anymore. I can't confirm,
He's
but
not
it will be
streaming now.
interesting.
I just checked.
Yeah. It will be interesting to
No,
see
wait,
it
he
from.
is. Never mind.
Oh, he is. Oh, okay. So maybe that rumor was not correct.
Well, regardless of that, we have no 50s. We now have an extra Yodo and an extra Kran on the side of Loka.
Mm.
So just a lot more survivability. Even if the 50s aren't bad, they're prone to get HE'd a lot. And I think for the south side, the 50s aren't that great to begin with. So good change of tanks.
Yeah, I mean, 50Bs. If you got shots from the back or the side, it's going to be pretty painful. I've seen multiple times that teams took the 50Bs and they couldn't really use the potential of the 50Bs because it is focused first and it got taken up pretty quickly. Doesn't have good armor as well.
We're gonna see Sebel here in the Vickers doing a normal spotting run. Does see the crown as well. That's pretty interesting.
Hmm.
Did not use that push properly and went slightly too far. And we're gonna have an A cap here that is gonna be done. Because we only have 2 crown banks that are being sent to A here.
They aren't quickly enough to reset A. Now Gaseo Jones is going to run away from this, diving down into the river. Not going to be Ventium, but C might be more. I don't think it will be captured by Loka here. But Cebu might be getting some information. He is spotting nothing,
Look
so
at
that
Uni, he's going into B straight away. And there's no one to reset. Rameo has to push forward quite a bit to get a shot in at this point.
I think he can
should
reset.
be able
Yeah, he should be able to reset Unitastic, but he has to be
Takes
careful about
two.
Unitastic though.
See, he now getting capped by the Vickers. Yep, Uni there, losing half of his HP already.
Ooh.
Not successful right now with the cap. He really needs to avert his eyes towards that ice fauna side because he's gonna keep taking those shots. And even Juicy here, already losing HP to 2 shots. Loka here is bleeding quite a bit at the beginning of this game.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have the cap lead. They want to get the cap lead here, but it seems getting B might not be the best idea. Jones, credits to the great positioning right here to shut down Unitastic, and Loka is now down by more than 2,000 damage. They have to do a lot to bring it back.
Definitely Venta here overpeaking a little. Did not need to push on Timur. Oh, takes another one unnecessarily, and he's dodged the one from Ghosty.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Loka is trying to get B once again, but Unitastic will be wary about the crossfire from Jones, but it seems Jones have relocated, but he still gets shots. It's now down to one more shot, and it's going to be 6 versus 7.
Yeah, he's really not in a great position, but the issue is he can't move either. And Rameo now, with the ability to just HC him over and over again, Yuta here moving into get some attention off of him. It's pretty nice
It looks like free real estate for Romeo Jones right here. I mean, he has a lot of
look
shots.
at Gaseo there.
Oh,
That is
no.
1400, just right off of him, down to potential one shot already. And
Yeah,
still attempting that B cap. They're not gonna give up on it.
Definitely not. But suddenly the hit points, the deficit, has brought back down to within 2,000 hit points. So I think Loka might be on the momentum here, but they have to be careful. They're trying to take out Ghosty. It could be a good idea, but we will see about Danielio Jones.
Oh, look at him. He's blocking it really well here. Sebel now pushing over Yuta. Uni actually goes down. Yuta there in the middle now alone. Oh, Venta, he needs to pen this.
Yeah, but Hippos are now neck and neck, and Romeo Jones is now going to become an isolated tank, and Jones need to kill off the tanks over to the church side as soon as possible before Loka is able to kill off Kako Jones and also Romeo Jones.
Yeah, Venta here is gonna go down to the E5. And also Sebel here. Oh, I think he just bounced on that Vickers. Gasio here
Ooh.
being pretty fortunate with that one. And a lot of low HP targets on the side of Jones.
Yep.
Ooh.
Kako Joe's finally dead over to the northeastern corner, freeing up both Onyastic and Cebutastic. And they're looking for Mayo Jones. He's still surviving miraculously. But how long could he survive? Loka, just only one shot, and Romeo Jones is killed.
Juicy there missed his opportunity. He had a pretty good angle. Wasn't able to put the snap in. And we have Sebel now on the side here. Can he get the shot? And he bounces.
No.
Doesn't aim for long enough. And the
Yeah,
Ice
and
Falls magical armor
oh
prevails yet again.
no! Tomato Jones bounced that shot while getting tracked as well. Is he
Ooh,
able to
Anya.
kill off Stektastic? I'm not sure. Several Tastic's finally dead. It's now going to be 3 versus 5. Stektastic's 5.
Oh, 15 HP. Has to use another shot there. But look at the hit points. Ramio is a one-shot. The E5 is as well. And Gasio. Potential two-shot here.
Yep, I mean, Jones has the cap point advantage, so all they need to do is survive. Loka is the one that needs to be clever with their shots, but it seems
Utah.
unlikely that Loka is doing anything.
Yeah, flank now empty. Or flank here, sorry. And Anya
And
here, the last one standing. Not going to be able to bring this one around. Even the points are about to tick in. Onto 1,000.
yeah, Rabio coming from behind might be looking for Oyontastic unless Oyontastic miraculously put a
Ooh.
killing shell, but it's not enough to extend the time. And it's going to be Jones getting the next win, putting it to 1-1 now.
Yep, and with that, it's time to stop the giveaway here.
And also see the battle results. Jones, 6 tanks doing more than 2,000 damage, with Loka only 4 tanks doing more than 2,000 damage. So you can say the roles got reversed this time, but I think in this battle, Loka kind of gave too much hope in getting B, and they dropped so many hit points in doing so. Gaseo almost cost the game for Jones here. He dropped so many hit points, at one point bringing the hit point pool deficit back to a toss-up situation. But in the
Yeah,
end, Jones came out on top because they did well on the church side.
I think it's really all coming down to the early bleeding that happened at the beginning. With Uni being stuck in the position he was, not being able to leave, because if he tries to, he dies. And then also Utah there moving in to try and support him, basically got himself stuck in the same situation, which just doesn't help. You lose HP top as well. They took so long with that crown in the corner that Jones was just able to absolutely make use of that. And they've done it pretty well.
Yeah, I think it was in the end a great match from Jones, pretty much due to their positioning at the start. And sometimes good positioning will give you a lot of advantage with the map control, and they chipped away hit points of Loka really well. And if actually Gaseo Jones didn't lose too many hit points at that point, it could have been even more decisive. But anyway, we're going for Faust. It's going to be Jones. I think it's a different lineup now. We're seeing a T95 E6. We don't see that often. Good mobility, but the accuracy on the run can be a nightmare. We'll see how they're going to work with that.
The E6 is a pretty interesting choice because it has its uses. It's a lot faster than the standard E5.
Hmm.
The hull is not as great, and neither is the turret because of the weak spot. But it can still be sometimes usable. But the gun is a lot better, especially the DPM and gun handling, in comparison to what an E5 is capable of. So all they want here is firepower. And that's the same with the 215B at this point. All the
True.
use it has is that gun. And we have the Kran and Z5s for tanking, so a pretty good idea. Now it's all about how can they make it work, or can they make it work to begin with?
And Jones, blue team, North Spawn, will be committing their forces over to Seaside and probably over to the northeastern corner as well. Loka, red team, going for A and some tanks on D, but some tanks are spotted already. Mayo Jones, I think, is responsible for that.
But as we can see, no Vickers, no mediums either, so there's not going to be a whole lot of relocating unless this game drags on for quite a while. And Loka here with an early cap advantage. That's going to be nice and helpful as well. Look at that Anya already in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, Loka is looking to get A, but Daniel Jones is going to be there to try to reset A, but it's just only one tank, and he's quite isolated. So if Loka knows where all the tanks of Jones are they looking for a push on A? But Jones is getting B as well, so they need to do something on B.
Yeah, we have Sebel there. He can't shoot down on B, but he is gonna take shots, and he just did as well. Sebel has a slight angle. But the rest of Loka also needs to move in, because they can't just leave him there. As
No,
it is.
you toss a great shot into Tamayo and another good shot into Tamayo, dropping the speed boost and reactive farmer somewhat prematurely. He's not getting shot by literally everywhere at the moment.
Look at that. Uni here again going for the play around B. Just a different map this time is pushing out the E5.
The same time we see Jones now pushing on to double Sabotastic, and it seems they're holding off a little bit. Sabotastic are both pulling back.
Massive clip there just against the E5. The Yo getting 2 HEs into him. Drops him down first blood for this round. And hit points may still be even, but we're gonna be up on 3 caps already here with A also in Loka's favor.
Utastic went out of the open and took a fire as well, and it's now down to pretty much 2 shots. Meanwhile, Jones, the Crown Bargains, they couldn't push because Loka responded to it really well, and they're like 4 tanks holding onto that. And Jones, I'm not sure what to say about this. Loka has 3 caps, so pressure is definitely on Jones now.
We're also gonna see if the E6 is gonna be able to make some plays now, because he's just a backup for these clans currently. Not doing too much himself, and Yuta here getting pushed. Right now, pretty much alone and no backup at all. Just gonna be buying some time here.
Oh,
as he
oh no,
gets a
Daniel
bounce.
Jones with a big bounce.
And
Oh
look at
dear.
Anya as well here. So we have basically 3 tanks here with flanked included, just having the attention diverted, and with that, Loka is going to be pushing on these Kranwagens here. And they're going to make use of that advantage.
Ooh. Yep,
Very
Kako Jones is now dead, but Loka's forces are also quite separated for Unitas to get on your task, but Ghosty is also quite low, and Loka still with the hit point, the cap point advantage. So what Loka needs to do at this point is they just need to survive and stay safe.
They just need to keep doing what they've been doing this game right now, and that is to dominate, because they have been absolutely threading through Jones this game. Sebel there gets 2 big HE rolls into the Kranwagen. And with that, this game is basically sealed here. Gasio there picked up. And the clock is hitting 1,000.
Yep.
And we're gonna
Here
see
we go.
Loka here go ahead and win the first map at the first match on Faust.
But that will
Yes.
put them to the tiebreaker now. We are also seeing Jones only 2 tanks doing 1 2k, but Loka 4 tanks doing 1 2k. It got quite messy in the mid-game phases, but I think Jones were punished because Loka got both A and B. And Loka, even if it looked a little bit messy, they looked quite disconnected over to the northwestern area. Jones wasn't able to kill those isolated tanks. I mean, they don't have little tanks there to begin with, and also their idea to push over to D didn't quite work out when Loka responded to that brilliantly, chipped away the hit points of Jones' rush setup, and in the end, Loka came up top.
Yeah, I think Jones should have not held once they reached that above cap point location, which is I think D. Because if you're mid push or are currently pushing, the worst thing to do is to not push, or is to stop whilst you're doing it, because you give your opponent the time to collect themselves, to get into position, and to help out and fix whatever holes need be, because the push is there to surprise your opponent. But if you just stop mid-surprise, it's not gonna work, and Jones costed that dearly.
I do see why Jones doesn't want to push further, because if they continue to push, that's where most of the tanks of Loka are. But I think the bigger problem might be Jones. There are no tanks on D. They're saying no one. So either decap or trying to get that base up. And I mean, if they send someone there, potentially that tank, I think it was Timeo in the middle, could be supported a little bit better. But I don't know.
But with that, no more E6, I don't think.
No.
At least not for Jones here. Swapping the lineup. We now have a Vickers instead. The rest seems to be more or less the same. I think one E5 for Kranwagen. And Loka here going with triple Yos right now.
Hmm. Triple crown bargains, so 6 clipping tanks, and I mean, this kind of setup, I think it could work really well when they don't have the cap advantage, when they need to make that rotation. But I'm very sure that both teams would want a cap advantage. No one wants to play catch up, uh, especially when the heavy meta is dominant at the moment.
You also don't really want that when there's a map with 4 caps. And you're not the team that has a light like Jones does. So I wouldn't want to be in a situation Loka is, but really quick push on B here. And Uni not gonna give up on it.
Yeah. I mean, I admire his persistence on B on every single map, actually. But this time, he is actually getting B without any trouble at all. But that's because Jones got D earlier, and they are likely to get A as well. No one from Loka is trying to reset A, so the cap points are with Jones this point. So maybe Loka wants that to happen. They want Jones to get a cap lead, so that's when Jones is defending, they can, work with their clippers and try to find a way to break Jones down.
Especially given the fact that we have not seen a C cap at all. Or even an attempt from Loka. But generally you don't want to play against time, because all Jones needs to do is drag this out and then drive away and just not get killed. And
at the moment,
it's as simple as that.
Yeah, at the moment Jones has 6 cap points of increase per second. Loka only has 3. So I think at one point Loka wants to get C, so that's when they are making that push. The cap points could flip when they are killing tanks. Oh, Gaseo Jones.
Uni there gets a fantastic shot in. Only barely manages. Oh, we didn't get the reload in time.
Oh, Gaseo is lucky not to receive another hit from Uni there. It could have been worse.
Good sense of judgment there from him to realize that he would have still been spotted at this point. And nice shot on the move as well, penning Uni there. With an APCR, I think. Unless that was a heat onto the upper plate.
Very interesting move from Jones here. They're now relocating from D over to A. It seems they have the 6th sense that Loka is going for A and trying to kill off Daneo Jones. I think this could surprise Loka, but we will see how it will propagate.
Yeah, the biggest issue right now, though, is Venta. He's nowhere near this fight. He's the only one that is fully excluded from this flank in its entirety.
Ooh.
And so is Uni, but I think they're gonna make quick work of D here. But whilst that is happening, these A5s that don't need to reload a full clip might just burst through these heavies.
Oh, I think Unitastic getting D might drop the ball here. I think that would say, Jones to hurry up to kill off Zebotastic, Unitastic, and Onatastic. In fact, they have a good numerical advantage here. But the Neo Jones is killed, and Zebotastic is the next one down.
Yeah, and Utah is not getting out of this alive, because there's Flankio right behind him. Does go down, and Anya stuck down below.
Oh,
Big
and then
misjudgment there from the side of Loka.
True, and Loka got both C and D as well. So I think Jones needs to hurry up with the kills. Otherwise, at some point, Loka would overtake Jones in caps. But Anya is isolated, and he's killed as well. So it's now going to be 4 for 6. But I'm a bit worried about Jones with the cap points.
With the kills coming in and them already being on 800, I don't see that being an issue here. All that needs to happen right now is for Jones to finish the job. But Loka is getting back the damage a bit. But Juicy there bounces a crucial shot.
I saw that as well. It was such a crucial bounce, could have killed off Romeo Jones and would have brought the cap points a lot closer. With Kako Jones now dead, Sticktastic kills off Romeo Jones finally, but he's killed as well. And it's now 3 versus 4 with Jones getting back B, and
C
they're able
as
to get
well.
C as well.
Yeah, but if we look at it, we're gonna have Uni here in A. He probably wants to shoot out Ghosty, but he needs to stop that cap from getting anything more. Because there's 940 points here. And time's running low. They don't have a lot of it left.
No, Funkeo Jones still quite healthy. It's going to do 1 versus 1 against Unitastic. We're not going to watch that, I think. Sam is really low now. Timeo Jones looking to put a great shot. It's a good HE shell.
Oh, Paseo then closes out the game. And Jones again getting back. Nice
And
job.
Gaseo diving into trying to help Flankeo Jones. You know, he's muscling with Unitastic. He needs an extra nudge to win the arm fight. But
And with that,
the fight is over.
it's tiebreaker. Jones again bringing a really strong team to tiebreaker. Of course, all of these players are very skilled. But we still gotta remember they are just together for this season. So it will be interesting to see. Can they
Yeah.
do it?
I really like Jones' idea to relocate over to A, and I'm not sure if that's a gamble here, but if it's a gamble, then they gambled it really well. But more to do with Loka, I think they overestimated themselves. They capture C at a really late time. I think it would have gone a lot differently had they captured C a lot earlier in the match, and that would have brought it a lot closer. And they dropped another ball when they try to get D. Yeah, no one is there, but because there is a heavy tank so far from the rest of the fight,
Two
that
of
kind
them,
of
actually.
signals, yeah, two of the heavy tanks so far from the fight. That signals Jones to hurry up with the push over to the A side, and Loka just spread up way
What
too
I
much.
don't understand with the play that Loka made is they did send 5 tanks to A. That was their plan. You could clearly tell that from the way they were moving, because they sent 3 tanks into the corner. Not even close to A, into the corner. But Venta and Uni did not care. Or I don't know, maybe someone made the call for them to not go there. But if they were in the fight from the beginning, it might have changed a lot of things, because that's 2 extra guns shooting, which just were lacking.
Yeah, and questionable positioning, but I don't think both teams now want to make major mistakes on Naval Frontier. And it really depends on where you go. I always say if you want cap control, then you might want to go for the northwestern corner. But if you want map control, you might want to get the southeastern corner, as you might have a better time when you do rotation over to the other side, and to defend your area as well when the other team needs to do the rotation.
Yep. But with that, it's tiebreaker time, Naval Frontier. And we see again only a singular Vickers, but this time a Loka the one playing it. And Jones here going with a VKP, a different mouse, if you will. So it will be interesting to see how they'll be using that. Since usually mouses are played around B. So we'll see.
Yeah, but I think all eyes will be on Sabotage, otherwise known as Foxy. He's the only only player playing in the Vegas Light. We'll get a lot of information up. Spotted up Kako Jones, and he's still staying there. But he's going to, I don't know, he might run away sometime later. Spotted up Tim Mayo as well.
No good shot there from Juicy. Gets one into that ice fall down below. And as usual, the first brawl to happen here is around C, and Loka is being very aggressive with it.
Yeah, they want to get the cap point advantage first, and they do get it with C. And it's going to be tricky for Jones, although they still have the hit point advantage. Not sure Loka is well positioned at the moment.
Uni here dropping quite a bit of hit points, needs to be careful. And a lot of HEs already being flying around there near the top side. But Jones looking to be aggressive here on these IS4s. And they're absolutely annihilating Uni here again, bleeding early. And Loka needs to do something.
Yep, and what we're seeing now, Romeo Jones and Mark Ghosty coming from below, looking to shut down the double ice falls, but they are being halted by Fantastic and Utastic. So Unitastic and Onyatastic might be given a lifeline here, but Sticktastic gets absolutely smacked in the face.
Yeah, something we also need to take note of is that the Vickers finally arriving
Yep.
behind the lines here. Needs to start shooting down onto these heavies. Actually misses his opening shot here or bounces, but Uni gonna go down to the E5.
Yeah, as soon as Sabotage exported, I think Jones has been given a green light to push over. Kako Jones is now dead. Unitastic now dead. Onya also dead. That makes it to 5 versus 6.
Yeah, but look at Loka. All of their clans are on their last shell here. That means not a lot of DPM that even is there to begin with. The Yo here giving the best of his support he can with the DPM gun and the Vickers from the behind. But that's it. There's Flankio there already, and he's gonna be taking his time to get killed.
Great job to Ghosty for killing off Fantastic in 6. Tastic's now dead. This is looking really good for Jones at the moment. 3 versus 6. Utastic's getting surrounded by 2 tanks here. Even 3. Flankeo and Tibea are both dead, and Gaseo is going to hold here alone at the moment.
Yeah, this is gonna be really interesting. Utah, they're getting a max roll out onto Rameo. And Sebel not gonna be able to stay alive here against that opposing Kranwagen. Even if he does get support from his brother just by name.
Oh, what is that shot by
good
Gaseo there?
bounce. Gets it straight. Oh, this
dear.
is not good right now.
Yeah, Loka is getting quite nervous here against Gaseo Jones. They really want to take that tank out. But Gaseo Jones, can he kill one of the tanks here? Either Sable will die. And we will see if
Yeah.
it's going to be the case.
Oh,
No,
he doesn't
it's a
get
bounce.
it. Oh, the fingers as well. Rameo is a potential one-shot here, and even Daniel is a two-shot. All that HP is on Ghosty. And if Sebel can make this work in a way, then there's a chance.
Yeah, there's a chance actually. Jones might be throwing this one away if they are not aware. But they got B as well, so pressure's definitely on Sabotage, especially when that tank is a one-shot. And I think,
and when
I'm not sure
that
if...
thing is on the corner, staring at you.
Yeah, Sabu's trapped. Or Foxy.
Yeah.
Foxy is trapped, definitely.
And with that, Jones moves into the finals. Oh, well, the upper bracket finals.
Upper bracket final. Congratulations to Jones. And Thomas Peterson definitely didn't jinx Jones here. Predicted correctly that this is going for Jones. I'm not sure it's the right scoreline, but I think it was either 3-1 or 3-2, isn't it? It was a 3-2 win for Jones, predicted correctly by Thomas Peterson. Wow.
And Endgame has beaten BPS 3-1. And BPS gonna have their next attempt against Loka here in that, well, they call it semifinals. It's technically the lower bracket finals. But yeah.
Let's
Only
see about...
one person guessed in favor of Jones.
Ooh.
Wait, no.
Yep, and it's actually Endgame 3-1 against BPS, and we are going to be streaming BPS next. Loka versus BPS.
Wait,
And
1 minute.
what?
I think no one actually won.
Oh, no one's getting the battle pass.
Everyone guessed for Loka to win 3-1, 3-1, 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, 3-2, 3-1, 3. Oh yeah, well. Luckily, we still have 2 more matches to go. Well, no winner than this time, I guess.
Yeah. In the challenge, in the middle echelon championship, Sparta beats TTT 3-0 and Turks 3-2 against RNG. Yeah, Turks looked quite shaky in the middle echelon, despite them being considered as runaway favorites. So against Sparta, this is another important match for Turks.
Not loading for me right now. RNG here also losing out against Turks.
Mhm.
Gonna be playing against TTT. Gonna be
Yep.
interesting. How is the lower echelon looking? I don't even know who's in there. So let's have a look. Oh wow, there's what? There's only 4 teams today?
Yep. Yep. That's
4P versus Winky. They're only having a best of 3. Oh wow. That's interesting. But yeah, no winner.
That's sad. Why don't you all trust Thomas Peterson? Someone should submit scoreline predictions based on what Thomas Peterson guessed. Although that supercomputer got the Sparta versus TDT result completely wrong, which ended in a 3-0 victory for Sparta. Which is kind of an anomaly if you ask me. So I do see it as an upset.
Yeah. Alright, I think I can show some replays whilst we wait. But yeah, Loka getting the or attempting a revenge here. No wait. BPS attempting revenge.
Yeah, and it's best of 5, so that's another story. We might see BPS. I mean, BPS was Loka before, so it's not like they haven't done it. It's possible.
I remember the throwback from, was it spring season? Loka playing BPS. Well, different BPSs, but still. Like 4 or 5 times.
Oh yeah. And this is going to be the second time that Loka faces BPS. But it's going to be better than last season,
You're a bit muffled,
spring
by the way.
season. What?
You're a bit muffled on my end.
Oh, no. I mean, Loka versus
Okay,
BPS.
there we go.
Loka face. No, I'm not sure if it's. I think, is it Loka versus BPS? They faced one another like 3 times at least in the spring season championship or the spring professional tournaments, and it's a lot. So this time, you won't see them facing like 2 times, like 3 times in the same tournament. So
Yeah, because one of these teams is dropping out today.
yeah, it's either Loka or BPS now.
Exactly.
I wonder where actually. I know. I mean, Eminent and Fuji are also co-commentating, but I wonder where they meet.
Private
Or
voice
is
chat.
it probably private, yeah.
But yeah, what do you think? Because we also are looking forward to that endgame Jones game later. Also getting Jones a potential revenge here if they can make it work.
True.
So yeah, that will be interesting. And we're gonna be able to see all games. That's fantastic. Because they don't happen at the same time.
Yep. They happen separately. And okay. So
yeah,
BPS
that means the lower echelon is gonna be decided first. Is middle finishing today as well, or is it tomorrow?
You mean what
Challenges.
match? Challenges. What stage are you talking
If
about?
it finishes today, or is it tomorrow? Because lower finishes today.
No, I don't think it's today. I think they finish tomorrow.
I mean, it would make sense. Lowers today, middle tomorrow, and then
The
31st
middle and also the summer season championship, they finish at the same time.
at the same.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah, middle actually slightly later because their matches will be held earlier due to the official stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we kind of have to sign up for that. But well, probably not because Robert is going to stream that.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're going to support Robert. Hey.
So yeah, because someone asked in chat, no winners, because no one guessed it correctly.
Sad. Yeah,
I mean, that's
you're
what
looking.
happens.
You're underestimating Thomas Peterson.
No, you're just overestimating yourself, Jen.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I can say that we know each other for long enough. I mean, it's nearly 4 years, Jack. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I know, right? But
It's 4 years and like 4 months from now. It's insane.
Yeah. Let's see what Thomas Peterson is saying on the for the next matches. Oh,
What is it saying?
interesting. BPS to win Loka 3-2. I don't know why, because I definitely keyed in the result of yesterday where Loka won against BPS 5-1. I definitely
That was a harsh victory, I must admit.
very harsh
Because
indeed.
BPS was overly aggressive, and I'm sure they're aware of that. I just wonder if they know why.
Yeah.
So
I
aggressive.
I mean, that match didn't matter too much for BPS
Obviously
anyway.
not, but you know, you still want to try to perform somewhat.
Well, I mean, yeah, but what happened yesterday? I think to Seven Star, there were controversies over the lineup selection, where they kind of use an abnormal amounts of Gorilla 15s. Like,
Really, what did they do?
no, they just beam around with lineups, and some people are not happy about that.
Why? They can do whatever they
well,
want.
Yeah, they could do whatever they want, but I mean, we all know what happened.
Yeah, if the people don't want to see that happen, then get there and prevent people from doing it.
Yes, yeah. So, but anyway, let's not dive into what happened during the season.
Yeah, that's not. Also, let me change the logos on screen. Good thing I kept the BPS one up. Or in there saved.
That's good.
Oh my god. Just having a replay of a clan made up right now. And there's a light tank pushing into him from behind.
Ooh.
And he's camping with a bulldog on mines. It pains to see.
Yeah, so far Thomas Peterson got 3 correct outcome, 1 correct goal line prediction. So we'll see about the next one, but that will bring it to 12 correct.
It's interesting
outcome.
that it thought that BPS would bring endgame to tiebreaker.
Yeah, it was just a level short, like it's kind of within the margin of error.
I just saw your Asia score lines. They just absolutely jinxed E7 against Feast. Like the scoreline is correct, just not the team that won.
Yeah, well, it happens from time to time, but this season.
And E4, EA as well.
Yeah, sad.
Poor Asia, dude. You monster.
But Madbox got 14 out of 18 correct outcome predictions, which at the moment it's more than 70% of correct outcome prediction, which is much better than last season. I think that is to do with a lot more matches being played this season, with the Bronze Series tournament being round robin. And
That's
then when
probably.
we also saw the Gold Series being a double elimination. So especially for the middle of the pack teams, we know a lot more about how the ability of different teams. So I think that explains why the guesses are a lot more sensible and probably a lot more accurate. Although
Close.
there are still some unexpected results and guesses from the
The thing is,
supercomputers.
teams can hold back. A computer doesn't know that, all that stuff.
Yeah,
They could have a bad day. The strat could not be working out. Like, there's
yeah,
a lot of factors that get into this.
yeah.
RNG being a very big one as well. I mean, RNG literally exists so that um, people of different skill levels have the chance to actually kill each other. Because
Mhm.
otherwise, a bad player would never kill a 70%er if it wasn't
Right.
for RNG. Like, if you were to fight in a somewhat evenly matched setup,
Mhm.
that's why RNG exists. Even if people moan about it, it's more or less necessary to keep the flow of the game interesting.
Mhm.
Although it's salting, isn't it?
But if you're fed up by RNG, if you're fed up by MM today, come and watch our streams. You will get some excitement from our streams and how our
Yeah,
teams
with
play.
even weirder matchmaking. Like, look at that. 7 heavy tanks? What is that matchmaking?
Yeah, so
People are clicking in.
so if you are fed up with the matches today, please don't play anymore. Please watch our streams. We want views from you, and we want support from you to the teams
You want
because
views, I don't care.
well, I mean, yeah, but also because the teams really deserve your support. They have been training very hard for every single season, and especially this season has been the most hectic one out of the bunch. They literally have to play every single night in order to reach that far. And I think at one point, teams have to play 8 days consecutively, which is mind-boggling.
Oh my god. Layla
Yeah.
just called you a tsundere.
What?
Don't worry about it. That's funny.
What's a Sunday?
Uh, you're Asian and you don't even know.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder
Stereotypes.
why. I wonder why.
Here, let me help you out a second. Yeah, let me send you the article to Urban Dictionary.
Oh gosh. Oh, Urban Dictionary. How dare you?
Hey, they can be pretty accurate at times,
All right. Yeah, I don't know why people think that I'm a Sandira.
Hey, Doc, I won't forget this time, okay? Are you sure about that, though, Jay? People generally say that when they actually are. It's
I
like
don't know.
saying I'm not lying when someone is clearly lying, you know?
Well, that's an oversimplification. Simplification, though.
Yeah, if you don't get it otherwise, I have to oversimplify.
Well, yeah, but anyway, well, we'll go back to the waiting room. We're now seeing Loka versus BPS
No, we're
on
not.
Hellas. Oh yes, are you in the room?
We're seeing Chris just dispatch the last opponent.
Yes, but the room is up. So you have to hurry up.
No, I don't. Because I'm here.
It's around 2 minutes left, so
I'm here!
good. There we go. Oh, Zerd is playing. We haven't seen Zerd playing.
We have! He
Um,
played yesterday! What are you talking
I
about?
I don't recall Zerd playing yesterday though.
He did play!
Not against Loka, at least. I remember I didn't see Zerd against Loka.
He played on Rockfield against Emo.
Okay. Then that's the game that I did stream, so Yeah, I do remember. I don't know about that, but this is going to be an important match for him. But Whoopsie's not here tonight.
He is.
I mean, now he
Illiterate.
is.
God.
Okay, so it's just a room invite bug all over again because we are
He
seeing a
just
lot of
joined.
that. I know he just joined, but maybe he has trouble finding the train, the
He might
waiting
have been in a
room
battle
notification.
as well, you know.
Well,
Just like
yeah,
how
I
I
know,
just got out of a replay.
I know, but yeah, but everything is fine now. Loka going with quintuple Kravagans by double several. Sticktastic, Unitastic, and Fantastic on your T125 and Utastic in the
Can
M6O.
I just ask one thing whilst we're
Yep.
not watching a game? Why are you always pronouncing the full name just like Fujin? You're wasting time.
Well, I don't know. I feel like it's flowing.
You
If it
already
flows
speak
well.
too fast for yourself to handle. And you're making it hard on yourself.
I know, but it flows well, so
It
I'm going for
doesn't
that.
flow
So.
well.
Yeah, it flows well for me.
No,
So
it
for
doesn't.
BPS, for BPS, we're seeing double crab Vargans by Objects 3 and Third, double T125s by Radicoso, Whoopsie, double M60 by General, and Playmaker with App and Josh, and the Vickers Light.
Someone stop this man, please. I can't
No.
handle it.
No, Baron and Finn on the subs bench for me. Not sure about you.
Foxy and Romka.
Hmm.
Because I'm on the other side of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look, we've been split.
I know we're split, so that's why I'm asking you who is on the subs bench. Who are on the subs bench?
Well, regardless of that, it's happening.
Yeah,
One of
it's
these
Hellas-
teams hates to go. Let's see which it will be.
And Loka definitely do not want to be the one. Neither is BPS. Both of them training really hard for this season. I will feel even more gutted for BPS because it's going to be another season of Third not getting the first place. But we will find out soon.
Let's not talk too much about that, shall we?
No.
Alrighty then. Look at that HP difference, though. That is significant.
Yeah.
That is nearly a full tier 10 medium/light tank. Michael.
I mean, that is because Loka took 7 heavies with BPS, F and Josh in the Vickers Light, the only Vickers Light on the battlefield. Spoiled up a lot of tanks of Loka. 5 tanks actually, trying to capture C, but not going to do it because it's too risky.
Vents are there very much alone. Just to be careful. And the Yo's already starting to empty here. Little bit of bleeding on the side of Loka.
Yep, but at the same time, BPS got B first, with A being captured by Loka next. And that means BPS has the cap lead and Loka does not have the cap lead. But the cap points are going to decrease relatively slowly. It's just 5 cap points per second for both teams. So both teams at the moment here, they will be looking to chip away hit points of one another. So we'll see what's going to happen.
And whilst nothing too significant seems to be happening right now, again, if you would like to guess which of these teams will be winning in this best of 5, let us know in the chat with your scoreline that you guess which will this end up being, what team will win, and of course your username and server. We'll be giving away at maximum 5 for this matchup. So good luck, and of course good luck to the teams as well. But yeah, what do you think should these teams be doing from here?
I think at the moment, because the cap points are ticking really slowly, as you can see now, both teams just positioning themselves well to chip away hit points of one another team. I do think BPS have the advantage here with that Vickers Light, because that tank is going to have a lot of view range, obviously, to get the spots up, so BPS will be having an easier time in landing their shells, and they also have the cap lead, so it's on Oka to make a rotation, and Loka with little Vickers Light, not sure how they will get the information.
I don't think it's a lot about just the view range, because this map is not that big. Heavies can do pretty much the same scouting job. It's more about the mobility that this Vickers provides, and also that hashing capabilities. Because, you know, you can hash all of these heavies fairly reliably if he gets the right angles, other than maybe the Yo if he gets unfortunate. But that is a lot of DPM if he can make good use of it. But for
Yeah,
that to happen, he's gotta have to save his hit points first and not drop them early.
definitely not. But BPS doesn't have to do anything. They don't want to do anything stupid at the moment, and they're just holding. B is kind of vacated though, so not sure if
Mm,
Loka might want to go for that, but they don't have a
yeah.
light tank, so they don't know
I
where
think
BPS tanks
if
are.
they do make a move, it will be Vanta going into B and stopping that. Even if
Yeah,
BPS has Zerd there, he should be able to interrupt it a long enough time. Especially since
yeah.
BPS is dragging their tanks over to C now. As we can see, Whoopsie and Radek here making a push forward, and Anya takes 2.
Oh, good job to BPS here. The Capos are going to take into around 800 points, but Onya is trying to get C, gets reset by Playmaker. Double tap into Onya Toxic and drop the reactive armor, maybe too late.
Unfortunate that Playmaker had HE loaded, he could have definitely done a little bit more damage there. He had the side over that E5. Definitely could have penned it too. But Whoopsie here gonna be applying a little bit more pressure onto
Yeah.
Loka now.
Oh.
Sees a
Lucky not
lot.
to receive a lot of hits from Loka. Bounce one, puts one shell in the end, but Onya is in deep trouble now.
Oh, look at that Whoopsie here. He's pushing over. Gonna be the first one. That distraction. And as we can see, Venta indeed did try to push for B here. But is being
Oh.
stopped by Zerd.
As you said, fantastic looking to go for B, but Zerd already responded to that. It's a 1 versus 1, and Zerd has more hit points, so it's likely Zerd's going to win the 1 versus 1 situation there,
I
and
don't even
BPS
think
has C
he's
as
gonna
well.
win this. Because look at the points. They got C
Yep.
now. And with that being done, and also Venta and Juicy here being relatively low, I think a kill is gonna end this here. And
Yep.
General makes it
Killing
happen.
off Sticktastic. Yeah. Uh, really great job to BPS right here. I really like the way they play, and obviously, the biggest light is pretty much the difference in this match. Loka without a biggest light. Um, I mean, it's typical that teams might not take a vigorous light on Hellas, especially when they're playing on the seaside. But I would think that they would have done a lot more with that vigorous light being able to get the spots up and allow themselves to chip away hit points of BPS. BPS just, they got the caps, they had the positions, they did really well in chipping away hit points of Loka's team, and they prevented C from being under the hands of Loka. So BPS pretty much did everything right, and Loka didn't have a lot of ideas on how to deal with that situation.
It's been just a very slow decline, I think, this game, starting with, being down on points, then chipping away on those hit points. Even if it wasn't substantial, it still did help a lot, especially when Anya then overpeaked there on C it was. I didn't expect those two Yos, or the Yo and the Kranwang actually, to pop up. And you just lose map control after that because they had to give up the corner. And then Whoopsie was just able to bring the ball rolling, really. And
Yeah,
Loka didn't have a chance to respond, but 5 Kranwagens.
yeah, I think it's kind of typical
Ooh.
for Loka now. They really like their Clipper tank, especially Kronwagen, but they're still insisting on not taking a Vegas light here, which um would see how they're going to play with that. But BPS definitely they will stick to their winning formula. F and Josh back in that Vegas light. And I do see BPS might be looking for a similar strategy as last time, trying to get cat lead on A and sending tanks over to C to prevent Loki from getting
Yeah.
that cap.
The thing is, it's also a lot more lineup because they have those double E5s. Wait. Yeah, double E5s there on the side of BPS, which is, it gives you a lot more flexibility and when you have 5 Kranwagens.
Oh
Because they
yeah.
are basically limited in movement to, oh, my speed boost spank. Oh, my speed boost's over? We don't move now. That's Kranwagen movement in a nutshell.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, again, hit points, the same as before, more or less. Will be interesting to see
Oh
if that will change anything.
Well, Loka this time is doing something different. They're not going to send just one tank, but two tanks over to the AB side. But so is BPS. They're going to send both Zerd and Object 3 over to A. Might want to capture it first. And this time, I'm very sure Loka doesn't want BPS to get a cap lead like last time because it made it hard for them to rotate.
No playmaker here trying to pixel out that gun from Juicy. It's not gonna happen though. Gonna get that early cap advantage. And I think with that, there's a good time to stop the giveaway now. So, please, don't continue spamming your names, because it's not gonna matter at all.
Oh, Saber's gonna hit. General's also gonna hit. Hit points are still equally traded, and BPS need to trade much better than Loka, not equally, because they have more than 1,000 hit points of disadvantage, and they need to rotate. This is going to be the big difference. Can they rotate? But Loka is quite spread out as well, but they have the angles to work the crossfire, so I think it's going to be a little bit hard.
The
But
big
on the
thing
task,
here
might be
is-
the isolated tank for Loka, but we'll see.
The big thing here is the split between these two teams. And Zerd, they're asking in the chat right now if he should move in. For C, I think, is the call right now. And it seems that he is rotating around. Zerd not in a voice chat, apparently.
Yeah,
Because
which
of
is
his
not
Wi-Fi?
nice. Oh, isn't it?
Yeah. He just said that in the chat. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I'm not. I
But-
don't think BPS is relying on one caller though. So even if Zerd is not able to be in the voice chats, you still have, for example, Whoopsie leading that. Object 3 also making the calls. So it's not the end of the world for BPS.
Very true. But yeah, we're gonna see a C play here. Object doubling up with Zerd. Currently asking for the plan here. But they don't want to cap just yet.
No.
Because-
Loka is looking at both B and C. Definitely, this is their first and foremost priority. BPS, if I were BPS, I would probably find the weakness of Loka's setup, distract them, and then go for the caps after. So, from our perspective, it seems Onya would be the obvious choice, but they only spotted up Uni, Fantastic, and Sabu, so that's not enough information, and Stictastic as well. So at least they know Loka is spread out, but not all 7 tanks. They don't know
Yeah.
exactly.
The thing, BPS has now fixed their flaw that they had, which was that massive gap between their lineup. Those Kranbangs now are fixing that, and Zerd has his consumable back. Wants to make the play on C here, and it seems that he will be going in.
Yep. Which
Let's
is which is a fair choice, and they might have 4 tanks over to the C side. Onya
sure.
will feel the pressure now.
They're pressuring Zebel here so that Zerd is not getting shot. He will take 1 though. Oh, he takes 2 there. Is
There
going
we
to be
see.
able to start capping now. But we
BPS
have
is- Yeah, BPS looking for Onya now, but Zerd took a big hit while trying to cap C. So I think the order was a little bit reversed.
Yeah, but
They should
look
not
at A.
Yeah.
Juicy and Uni just pushing onto F right now. Gonna get
But
that
if-
cap and that Vickers.
At the same time, General and Playmaker, the double M6 fuel might be there to stop Sticktastic and Unitastic from doing anything significant, but your General seems to not work together with Playmaker, which is, I don't know, weird.
They don't have the reload to reset him on A now. So BPS here pressuring over C right now. Also dragging out these Yo here whilst Uni is just being a nuisance. But Loka here now with a massive lead on their hand. What a good play over A there. I did not expect that.
Ooh, I did not expect that either, but I don't think it's more about to do with that. Well, I mean, to some extent, to that play. I mean, the play on A is definitely good. Capturing that base is obviously good, but BPS, Zerd, and also another tank tried to go into C, and they kind of mistimed that. The push onto Onya didn't quite materialize, and because that didn't quite materialize, that push on C was kind of, expected and be given the attention from Loka. and they got punished a lot for
We're
trying to
gonna-
get C.
We have to look at the timing here though, because I think the movement
Mm-hmm.
that Loka made, that push on A, has been
Yeah.
done either at the same time or just before Zerd had gotten spotted. Because we need to remember, Juicy, he was already there. He was chilling.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Uni had to get into position first, meaning that Loka did plan to make these that push. First of all, a distraction. Also,
Mm-hmm.
get out that Vickers, because then he was there. Because Juicy kept
Mhm.
getting spotted. Get
Yep.
that cap, get that Vickers out, drag the attention from the Yos away, and if BPS tries to counter push, they're gonna have 3 tanks missing. And that worked out really well for them.
Yep.
BPS's push also was pretty flawed, like you had mentioned, and
Mhm.
Loka took full advantage of that.
Oh yeah, I mean that push on C wasn't the best, but I mean the M6Os could have done a lot more. I don't know if they have put all the shells there to to Juicy to try to prevent Juicy from getting A. I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened there, so can't comment on that too much. But at least I was following the C side, which wasn't the best push from BPS by any means. But we're now to New Bay. It's a totally different map. It's a lot more enclosed, and we're seeing
Have a near mirror matchup, actually.
yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah, one E5 swapped for a Yo, and I think that E5 might actually prove to be quite vital here, because it's an extra single shot that BPS has available. But that also means that there's clip potential that is now missing for them. Just depends. How do you want to play with it? How do you play around it? And can you make use of your strengths more than your opponent can exploit your weaknesses?
Yep. And we're now seeing Loka. I mean, the hit points are quite similar here because like just only one tank different from both teams. But I'm interested to see which side both teams are going to go because usually a lot of clippers they would go for A, but it doesn't seem to be the case here.
We're also going to remember the next team to win this match. It's going to be on match point, and that's going to give them quite a big morale boost and just momentum in general. So they really both absolutely want to win here.
Yep. Loka would be getting C first, meaning BPS would need to do more about that. Whoopsie's going for B, but he's there alone. So I'm not sure Loka would want to push on Whoopsie and BPS holding onto bridge, expecting some tanks there. They spotted up Unitastic though.
Oh, there's a
And they
big
try
problem
getting-
here. Whoopsie's not getting out of this without taking anything.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's the
it's
first
track-
track shot. There's not a second one coming in. That's interesting though. But he's
Oh,
just lost a lot of hit points. And he's gonna be without that engine for a while. Because E5
True.
players.
Oh, no.
There's a track shot coming in. Massive one. But E5 players in
Oh.
tournaments only one repair kit.
yeah, BPS got A as well, but they lost so many hit points with Whoopsie, and F also took a bit of hit there too. So it's going to be difficult for BPS. They have to chip away hit points on Loka, and they cannot afford to drop more hit points. And B is now being abandoned, so Loka can just go into that and get it and force BPS to rotate.
Loka has done such a good just grabbing map control here. And we're even seeing them now pushing onto the bridge as well, expanding the range they can fight on. And Zerd, he is getting absolutely punished. Takes 3 penning shots here from these Kranwagens.
Yeah,
And
this is not.
Uni.
This is definitely not looking good for BPS at the moment, but Fantastic has to be really careful not to isolate himself for being quite aggressive at the moment. BPS
but-
hustling, but they are now looking to make a push onto Fantastic.
Yeah, but if you look at this in general here, Loka is making a coordinated push on basically all areas here. We have the cap around B, we have this bridge push, and we even had Uni in the mouse. But Venta, as you said, now losing a lot of hit points. Down to
Yeah.
a one-shot.
But Evan Judge not going to last for long. He's getting pushed by Loka's forces, and BPS definitely has to hurry up on killing the tanks near the bridge side, but it's going to be difficult because Loka has more than 4,000 of hit points advantage.
Yeah, look at that object here. Looking to get that kill on Venta, but Uni and Sebel are in the way of that. There's no way he's going to be able to grab any of the sword. Radek down there is also isolated. Entirely in Zerd here now getting targeted. Anya gets him out. What a strong game from Loka.
Yeah, it's still really close, but now it's 6 versus 7. This looks pretty good for Loka now. Unitastic
It's 6
looking to
versus
kill off
4,
Whoopsie.
Jack.
Yeah, 6 versus 4. I think I said that. I don't know.
Yes, it's 6 versus 7.
Oh gosh.
It's also
Freudian
double the
slip.
hit point, so it's not close at all. Loka
No.
here gonna be grabbing that match point, or well, the next match, 2 match point. Anya he will drop, but that's about all the way that BPS will be going here. And now they're forced to win.
True. It's going to be match point to Loka now. You see Object 3 being killed by Utastic. What a good game by Loka. More to do with pretty much Whoopsie in the T125. Getting tracked, even dropping the reactive hour, couldn't save his troubles. Not sure if he should take a Vickers Light instead, but that is really hurtful for
The
BPS.
thing is just Loka realizing this. I think is what made this. It's not necessarily Whoopsie making the mistake, because he didn't do anything wrong.
I don't think he did anything wrong.
The fact is, Whoopsie didn't go into the cap immediately. Loka did, and these tanks kept advancing because they saw someone's on B, and he's gonna have to exit some way. And they just locked down with double crown and a yo. Did a lot of damage to Whoopsie, and after that, they gained huge map control, because even F lost a lot of hit points.
Oh yeah, and
Because he was pushed back as well, right?
True. I mean, F took some damage, and I mean, BPS they also lost hit points on the bridge side, despite they are very strong there. They lost quite some hit points too. So by the time BPS tried to make a push, it was a bit too little, too late, because they are already down by around 3,000 hit points, and you can't really do much when Loka is still pretty much close with one another, and they did really well with the hit point push sharing, and you can see fantastic stay as long as he could.
Yep, he just hold like a madman, but he also took like one as well. The number went up to 2.4k in one, like, because it goes up if it's all in pretty close succession. So he got punished. But I mean, he baited out the rest of this team because they wanted that kill, right? They want that gun out. So he forced them into the rest of Loka, which, in turn helped Loka out a lot. And match point now for them, going with double mouse this time.
Yeah, it's quite interesting with the double mouse. But it's Dynasty's Pearl. It's, as I said, long and no, sorry, New Bay. Sorry, it's close. It's long. There are long and narrow corridors. You have high rises. You have a little cover. So I can totally understand why teams would like to take mouses. Great map for super heavy tanks.
But yeah, we see BPS here focusing on the bridge, and so is Loka. We have F here traveling a little bit lonely there through the streets of New Bay. And the mouses of Loka also split here, interestingly enough.
Oh, good shots.
Sebel there. Ooh, and even Juicy as well. That is a lot of HP you don't want to lose. And Sebel lost his Amaranth.
Yeah, and BPS looking stronger this time, and they have a good headpoint pool lead. Can they maintain it? That is going to be the trick question here, because Loka definitely would want to wrap this game up because it's match point to them. But let's see what BPS is going to do here.
Yeah, the thing with Sebel as well, now losing his Amaranth, that he goes from 1900 damage per minute, which is still somewhat manageable, to like around 1300. And that in turn is not manageable at all. So they want to at least get that Amaranth back, but look at BPS here not letting that happen. Pushing straight onto the bridge here. Venta is gonna pretty much drop as well here, because Radek has that return cut off.
Yeah,
And
I'm pretty sure BPS has a feud on Zebu with Fantastic also down. It's now going to be 507 for Loka and hit points with BPS by around 1,000, but still not over yet for Loka. They are surrounding BPS at the moment.
yeah, but being 2 guns down is gonna be crucial here. Utah, can he get the kill? Yes, he can, but he loses 1500. No, he loses his tank instead. And
Ooh.
now it's a 4v4 here. But all the HP, or most of it for Loka, is on Uni with that mouse. And
Yeah.
same goes for General here for BPS side. And Anya
And
here, losing a
and
lot of
I
HP.
and definitely you want to have more hit points with the M60 instead of the mouse because the mouse to come is really not that good. But Object 3 is going to go down in any minute now. Sticktastic a little bit out of the match. So BPS would like to kill the tanks.
Object, he didn't get the shot on Anya. So he stays alive for a little longer here. F also bounces on the Yo. And this is getting close, but look at the HP Playmaker here as well on still 2000. And
And non-untouched is killed.
yeah, and with that, I think we're just gonna see a tiebreaker here.
And not a tiebreaker, which is always a good thing to see because
BPS here
it's close.
playing very reckless. But that recklessness absolutely worked out for them this time. Choosing their aggression properly, unlike yesterday. And Loka, ill-prepared. Gonna go down here.
I think what BPS did really good here is that they triple hit points of the Sabotastic and Sticktastic at the start
I
pretty
wouldn't
good.
say that's good damage or damage dealing.
Oh,
It's just Seb just played or didn't drive properly.
I don't think
Generally,
so,
generally you can get there without taking damage.
isn't it? Yeah, but I do think like that gave them the confidence they really need, and they didn't falter after that, and they continued to push through. And Cebu losing that ammo rack, obviously, was not something that he would like to be in, not something that he would love to be having. And I don't know, Loki just fell apart when they lost so many hit points at the start, and great game to BPS, and good hit point sharing for them as well.
Very true. And with that said, it's now Wintermali. Like Alpenstadt, a map that absolutely is. Its core gameplay is around map control, at least to me. Because you gain some parts and then you shut down areas and you shut down angles, or you just create them for yourself. And that's going to be important for these teams to do. We see a Vickers for both teams now. And Mouse as
Yep.
well, which we're gonna see around the church near the B camp. That's pretty much where you go with it. Otherwise, it's gonna be interesting because Yoza now with the mix. Do you go more for the village, or do you maybe try to rush A even harder? It's gonna be up to the teams at this point.
Yeah, at the moment, you're seeing figures like on both sides, and kind of typical for Winterbar and Northcote. It's a relatively big map, and quite an open map as well. So you do see figures like running around to get spotted. Sometimes they will get a cap first. We will see if it's the case for both teams, but you do see a good mixture of heavily armored tanks and hull down tanks and medium or light tanks for both teams. And think a lot of attention will be around the B area, but don't think any team would get that cap first because we saw a lot of times it's hard to get out of B.
Definitely. It's more of a question of how early do you get B or how well do you defend it. It's the case for this and a lot of maps. Fort Despair and also Castilla somewhat fall into that category. It's a cap that either you are not gonna get the entire game unless it's basically the end fight, or you get it super early and it's the biggest advantage you can have.
Yep.
Because
But
you're not gonna get that cap mid game. It's not.
it's more it's leaning more to the former for B for Winterby and Northwest. It's a map where if you get B, getting out of it, just like Oasis Palms, you get crossfired from literally everywhere. And usually when teams get B first, it's a death sentence for them already.
Not too much if you play it well. If the team focuses a lot of their attention on A, then you have a lot of ways to drag your tank out. It's not necessarily a death sentence, but if the team plays close attention to it, or sees the tank driving into B, then it definitely is not going to be well. But if the tank gets there unspotted, then that's a different story, I feel.
Oh, but I think getting B unspotted is quite hard, especially where both teams are positioned at the moment. So they're definitely preventing from anyone even getting close to B. I mean, Zerd is quite close to B anyway, but he's not spotted.
As you
But
can see, though, both teams here very passive. Generally, they're getting a great shot into Anya there on distance.
Evan Josh is given a lot of responsibility over to the northeastern corner, looking to get spots onto the enemy spawn, but he's going to run away, probably. He
Can you
has to
just-
play carefully.
Can you just hop onto Anya and check where he just got pinned by that general shot? That's insane.
Hmm.
He
I
hit
can't
that
see that.
cupola.
Oh, that was quite unlucky.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter too much because the hit was on neck and neck. So one shot from Loka onto BPS would make it close once again. So it's not the end of the world. Things like this
F
happen.
here. Potential angle on Venter.
Mhm.
Zerd now has been seen with his mouse.
And we're heading into a very campy gameplay here. 5 cap points of increase for both teams. But both teams aren't doing anything at the moment. They're looking to spot tanks up, trying to chip away hit points of the other team, but none of the teams here are allowing one another from getting the shots in. So you can see no hit points dropped. And it could go pretty much this way until, let's say, 800 cap points.
Ooh, Sebel here is seeing that rotation from Whoopsie. Didn't
Big slide.
decided to not fire here, because he would have taken 1 or 2 shots doing so.
Ooh, F and
Oh,
Josh
that's
getting some
fine.
important information of Cebu. Not sure if it's going to be enough, but BPS has decided they would go for A, but only 2 tanks. And I don't know about this.
He takes 800. Sebel there takes a crossing, and now BPS here making their move, but they're losing a lot of HP on the way down. Object 1200 already gone, and Loka pushing topside here now in B, and also gonna be grabbing A at the same, or C at the same time here.
Yeah, BPS drop a lot of hit points while trying to rotate, especially through A, but they have little choice but to get to base because they don't have a cap lead. They need to do something, but Loka responded really well, capturing C and now B too.
Yeah, they should be able to finish it now with Juicy joining as well. A last minute resort here as Uni absolutely getting shredded now from all angles. That is the mid game that you don't want to peek on, and Zerd here getting shot to pieces. Both teams now losing a mouse.
But he held there really well. He spent a lot of time, and that kind of that time he bought was so crucial, allowing BPS to now rotate, and they killed off Sectasic as well. And this could go to BPS if they continue this momentum.
Fight. Look at the Vickers fight. This is gonna be important as well. Whoever wins this duel might be winning it for their team because the points are close. The points are really, really close.
True indeed. I mean, I'm looking at that one for this one. Both of them toying with one another. But I think Onyatas is going to go down sooner or later. Playmaker looking to go for C as well. And Loka, if they kill one more tank, they will win it outright. Not outright because 955. They need to kill one more.
Yeah,
or maybe there
Anya's
is
really low right now. This is looking really bad. Anya goes down. Oh, he goes down! And BPS does it!
Oh my gosh!
Wow. Oh, Sebel wins the duel against F as well. Playmaker goes down, but BPS has done it. Congratulations.
They done it. And F.
They bloody done it.
Although holding on, he held on long enough so that BPS would be able to overtake Logan in cap points, and they killed some important tanks as well. I am wondering whether Loka is actually regretting or not pushing on to Zerd more decisively, because Zerd held them well and halted their advances, and that allowed BPS to rotate and support Zerd at the end over to B, and the mouse there, I think Unitastic and Sticktastic took a big beating trying to get B and unable to get out of it because they were stopped in the push.
Definitely. And with that, Loka, congratulations for your 4th place in the summer season. Didn't manage to get any further than that. BPS here hanging on by a thread. And wait, it says time left 22 hours, Jack. I thought we had another one today.
No, it's just only 2 tonight, and tomorrow is going to be 2 best-of-7 games.
I thought it's 3 tonight. You said 3 games, Jack.
No, I said 2 pretty much. I think I remember I said 2.
I swear to God you told me there's 3 games.
I remember it's 2. Yeah.
You're telling me lies here, Jack.
No, I'm pretty sure I haven't said 3.
Right.
I didn't say 3. I remember I didn't say 3.
There's only 2 people who guessed for BPS.
Ooh.
Bruh.
They're not trusting on
Bruh.
Thomas Peterson.
Bruh. Let me just get my text file for the Battle Pass winners. Let me just update that.
Oh, RNG won TTT 3-2. Wow, so that
Ooh.
means Thomas Peterson actually got to correct scoreline prediction for the lower bracket first round. Well, that was amazing.
Stressful. Very, very stressful. All things considered.
Yep. I mean, I can see it from the stream. Like BPS, trying to rotate to A didn't work really well because Loka got the crossfire there. Pretty nice. I think if Loka was watching this back, they would be. I don't know. I think they would be livid and letting this one go very much.
Alright, so these are the 2 out of the what I intended 10 winners today.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I'm just gonna use them in other challenger streams.
Yeah, I mean tomorrow there's a stream tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which you can have more chances to
Well, I have
get better passes.
tomorrow challengers in A and EU's the championship, which we do together again, I guess.
Yep.
There's your answer. So yeah. I mean, I'm also gonna give some to the mods again, so I guess that's where I can fit out some names.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, gonna be seeing each other tomorrow. Do you have any closing words here, Jack?
Well,
for these participating teams.
I'm still seeing from the stream is so close. It could have gone either way. And I mean, these two teams are so closely matched, so I feel really sorry for Loka here. They didn't do bad. They didn't do bad today. I think they played really well, but the standard of the E server is always high. So one team has to go out of this
It's
tournament.
at an all-time high, actually.
Yeah, true. The standard has been pretty high. Like this year has been absolutely phenomenal. The standard for all the teams in the top 4 for the EU server.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and
But yeah, what's the game plan for tomorrow? Tomorrow we will have Endgame versus Jones, both playing again.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, we'll be seeing whoever loses against BPS here.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the result from the previous games, we expect Endgame to win just from these previous results against Jones.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you think Jones would fare against BPS? Because in this championship themselves, they haven't actually faced yet.
I think they will put up another great fight here. But at this stage, at this important stage, sometimes the experience can be pretty important. But I'm very sure Caseo Jones, no, the entire Gems team, sorry, not just Caseo Gems, would be happy about the result they have achieved so far. So in terms of mentality, Jones have nothing to lose pretty much. Endgame, they are looking to reclaim their title as the EU best team. So I do feel like Endgame would feel more pressure than Jones, but Jones, because I know a lot of them have experience, but pretty much the first time they played together, so I do think in terms of experience, Endgame will have an advantage here. So it's going to be pretty close, but I'm very sure it's going to be another round of exciting games and the lower bracket final as well.
Talking about reclaiming a throne here, actually, BPS just kicked out the
Yep.
defending champion, Loka.
Yep.
Finally breaking that curse from spring season.
Well, it's not over yet. I mean, the
Yeah, but
curse.
they kicked out Loka though. That's what I mean. BPS Loka fight has been
Well, yeah,
a
they
nightmare.
they overcome the first hurdle. That's for sure. They
Yeah,
overcame the first hurdle, but they still
and
have to
now
overcome
there's
the
two
next
more coming.
hurdles. Two more to go.
Yeah,
And Will Zerd, finally, for the first time, be winning a season under a team. We'll find out, but hopefully, because Zerd is pretty much known as one of the most legendary players on the EU server. So
eternal second place.
yeah, you know, just like Asher. Well, no, not Asher. No. Well, we can talk about Asher's Castle on the Hill, which is second on a lot of charts, but. Not sure what to, well, maybe we could say about, nah, I don't know. I mean, either Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo and also Klopp, they got first place in the end, so Zed can fulfill his dreams in the end, but that will come with time.
And that's why you're gonna be the eternal nice clan leader.
Mm.
Because you only spout nonsense, Jack. Nonsense.
But
What
that's not
was?
nonsense. That's trivia.
It's not trivia, Jack.
That's trivia.
That was not trivia. Jesus Christ, man. That was a tangent. Well, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Feedback in any way, shape, or form is, of course, always appreciated. Yeah. Go and not check out Jack's channel because he only does tournaments. And we'll be back at it again tomorrow with Jack. And yeah, that's basically it. Aminat and Fujit will also be streaming together again. And hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for joining in and see you all again next time. Bye bye.
Bye.